Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it's in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Balita ang atin, alamin natin. Campus news at latest issues, samahan niyo kami dito sa Franciscan Balitaktakan.
Mga Franciscano, handa na ba kayong tumutok sa isa lamang sa mga special episodes ng Franciscan Balitaktakan para sa selebrasyon ng ating Ruby Founding Anniversary? Do you know when and how St. Francis of Assisi College started and came into existence? Join us and let's stay connected with our beloved alma mater. Sari-saring kwento at pangyayari, balita ang atin, alamin natin, campus news at latest issues. Samahan nyo kami dito sa Franciscan Balitaktakan. Please welcome your host, Mr. Michael Halaman and Ms. Cha L. Villamayor.
Magandang buhay, Franciscans! Good day and welcome to our episode 7 of our Franciscan Balitaktakan. It's our pleasure to see all of you again, dear Franciscans. Well, I'm so excited for this special episode because we are going to tackle many things about our beloved St. Francis of Assisi College in celebration of its Ruby anniversary. Right, Sir Mike?
You're definitely right, Ma'am Cha. It is St. Francis of Assisi College's 48th founding anniversary. So,
Happy Ruby Anniversary, St. Francis of Assisi College!
It is great to see St. Francis of Assisi College on its 40 years of existence, and it is still providing the quality education that every learner is looking for in any learning institution.
St. Francis of Assisi College, which is very known for its tagline, Academics and Beyond. And these are prominently and religiously offered to our Franciscan learners. By the way, how are you doing, Sir Mike?
I'm good and excited too, ma'am, for we'll be having the Franciscan Balitaktakan for 4 consecutive days. And take note, this is the first among these 4 special episodes.
So you know about that, Sir Mike, huh? Well, this is in celebration of our Ruby founding anniversary. And that we should really talk about our beloved school, its history, the people in the scenes of its every ups and downs, achievements, etc. Well, let's leave no stones unturned. I think all of our viewers are so ready for our first episode today. So, Before we start this, may we first acknowledge the presence of our ever-supportive Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Arturo A. Orozco Sr.
Our diligent President, Dr. Arturo O. Orozco Jr.
Our energetic Vice President, Dr. Arlen O. Orozco.
Brilliant Managing Director, Dr. Edgardo A. Lu.
Our dynamic Director for Finance, Dr. Maria Luz Alma O. Osho.
Super cool Senior Principal, Dr. Gilbert C. Sibala.
To our very clever System Activity Director, Dr. Aris Cruz Roldan.
Industrious Senior and Junior Administrators.
To our knowledgeable faculty members and staff.
Understanding parents, guardians, and alumni.
And of course, to our hardworking Franciscan learners. Good day, everyone. Together with our very own administrators, this one prominent person, the Bishop of Parañaque, Diocesan Center of Evangelization, would like to greet St. Francis of Assisi College on its Ruby anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Most Reverend Jest Mercado, DD.
The peace and joy of the Lord be with you all. I would like to express my congratulations to the community of St. Francis of Assisi College on your 40th Ruby founding anniversary on this feast of your patron saint, St. Francis of Assisi, the 4th of October 2021. This day you have chosen for your theme, Upholding Strength, Faith, Amity, and Courage. I would like to relate each element of your theme with the qualities of a ruby, qualities which seem to me also to describe the values that we seek for in St. Francis of Assisi College. The first element in your theme is strength. A ruby is a hard gem. In this sense, it can also be equated with strength and stability. A building that is strong and stable needs a good foundation, one that is built on rock rather than on sand, as the gospel passage goes. This strong foundation of St. Francis of Assisi College is the Catholic faith, in which it is firmly rooted. The second element is faith, which is often portrayed as light. A ruby shines and reflects light in many directions. In the same manner, we sparkle with faith when we reflect to others the goodness and love and mercy of God. The third element is amity, which connotes friendship and love. Red is often used as the color of love, exactly the color of a ruby. Love is not just a feeling, but a commitment to work for the good of others, even to the point of sacrifice. The last element in your theme is courage. Building on the crimson color of a ruby, red is also the color of blood. A person of courage is one of conviction, ready to shed one's blood for a noble cause. As you are sent into a world fraught with suffering and injustice, you are called to give your lives selflessly, and so prove yourselves men and women of deep courage and conviction. Brothers and sisters, they say that life begins at 40, a number that suggests beginnings. In the midst of this pandemic, we have an opportunity to begin focusing on our blessings rather than on our losses, to begin to see the hand of God at work even in unfavorable or even tragic events. My prayer is, may this 40th year be a new beginning for all of you, a year of possibility, a year of growth and development, a year to build a new and better society, which we can make possible if we all work and walk together and make the journey with Jesus. This is Bishop Jesse Mercado of the Diocese of Parañaque. God bless you and keep safe.
Thank you, Most Reverend Jesse, for the very warm greetings for our Ruby anniversary. Again, good day and welcome, everyone. I know our viewers are really much excited for our special episodes as part of the celebration of our 48th founding anniversary. But before we proceed, let us first witness our former student, our pride, as she showcases her singing talent. She is the Voice Muntinlupa Grand Champion under Deputy Representative of St. Francis of Assisi College in 2015.
She is also a semi-finalist of The Voice Philippines Kids Season 3.
And the Grand Champion of The Voice Philippines Teens Season 2.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Miss Heart Salvador.
Hey guys, it's Heart Salvador, and I just want to say happy 40th anniversary to St. Francis of Assisi College. And you've come a long way, and I'm so happy for all of you. And God bless sa inyo lahat. Sana mas marami pa yung marating nyo. And wishing you luck, and God bless. This song is for all of you. I hope you like it.
I heard the words of secret chord that David played and they pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight melted through you. She tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throat, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody without you. It's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not someone who's seen the light. It's a golden age of broken hallelujah. Hallelujah.
so much. I love you guys. God bless.
Thank you so much, Heart. You are really one of the SFAC's pride. Continue to share this to others. Naku, Sir Mike, intermission number pa lang natin yan, ha? And with the warm greetings of the most Reverend Jessie Mercado, pero tignan mo naman, napaka-special ng datingan.
Tama ka dyan, Ma'am Cha. Parang one-time, big-time nga ang episode natin dito sa Franciscan Balitaktakan. Special episodes talaga. Well, since we are talking about the 48th anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi College, we have really invited special guests who became or still part of the institution.
That's true, Sir Mike. So we'll be having two guests in our episode today to give us some sharings and attestations about St. Francis of Assisi College. I'm sure our viewers are also excited to watch. By the way, St. Francis of Assisi College proves the consistency of offering the quality education and as well as when it comes to sports, especially basketball. SFAC's tagline, Academics and Beyond, explains it all.
Yes, ma'am. That's why our theme this 48th or Ruby anniversary is upholding strength, faith, amity, courage. And strength comes from the S in the SFAC. Thus, this first episode is about the strength in academics and strength in sports.
Before calling our first guest for today, let's listen first to the message of our Division Superintendent, Department of Education, Las Piñas City, Dr. Joel T. Torre Campo, CESO4, for his greetings, which will be read by Mr. Mike I. Halaman.
It is with pleasure that I congratulate St. Francis of Assisi College on the institution's 48th founding anniversary celebration with the theme Upholding Strength, Faith, Amity, and Courage. The challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic notwithstanding, this is a milestone that is sure to be the source of happy memories for years to come. St. Francis of Assisi College, together with the rest of private institutions in Department of Education, Schools Division Office of Las Piñas, has played a significant role over time in building the education and socio-economic fiber of our city. Many of these values that we cherish today, strength, faith, amity, and courage, are anchored in faith traditions. Inherent among those who believe is the courage to continuously seek positive transformation in one's own life and society. I thank all the community members of St. Francis of Assisi College who have devoted themselves over the years to being a part of your institution, and I convey my best wishes for a successful future of continued service of quality education to the community. I look forward to what you will continue to contribute in more years to come. Mabuhay!
Thank you for that, Dr. Torre Campo. Without further ado, Sir Mike, let us now meet our first guest in this episode of our Franciscan Balitaktakan. Our very first guest today was a principal in two branches of St. Francis of Assisi College in Alabang and Las Piñas campus. She was our former director for academics. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Aida
Javier.
Good day, Dr. Javier. I miss you so much. How are you po?
Good day, Teacher Cha and Sir Mike. Good day, everyone. Before anything else, I would like to bid everyone happy 40th anniversary. And to our Honorable Sir Mayor, beloved Sir Prince, Sir King and their families, my warmest congratulations and heartfelt thanks for the magnificent 40 years of learning experiences. Cha, Mike, I'm very safe and okay. I'm enjoying my role as the official cook for my husband and son. Actually, I'm doing this for the first time since I got married in 1982. But as always, I pray for everyone's safety, especially the Franciscan community. I hope you're all great in God's grace.
Thank you for that, ma'am. It's been a while po. We miss working with you po here at St. Francis of Assisi College. Namimiss ko na po kayo, yung nilalapitan ko kayo to ask something. And it's good you accepted our invitation kahit virtually pa din po.
No worry. I love you and I love St. Francis. Basta pwede, I will always be around.
Ako din, Sir Mike. Na-miss ko yan si Dr. Javier. She's the type of person na you could consider a mother talaga. Very caring. Ganun po yata talaga pag taga St. Francis of Assisi College. Well, speaking of St. Francis of Assisi College, ma'am, how did you start po ba? Since na talagang close kayo ni Ma'am Vanji, rest assured that you know the story of when and how St. Francis of Assisi College started.
As you all know, St. Francis started in 1981. My love story with St. Francis also started in that year, 1981.
Ma'am, you're already with St. Francis of Assisi College in 1981?
Actually, at the start, I was just an extra. My sister, who was then the administrator in a private school in Quezon City rather, had a classmate in one of her classes in her doctorate course, who was a friend of Ma'am Vanji. This classmate friend introduced my sister to Ma'am Vanji because at that time, they, Dr. Arturo and Dr. Evangeline Orozco, were to start a school in Las Piñas. There were several people helping them, but still, Ma'am Vanji was looking for someone to help her in the academic program of the school. To make the long story short, they collaborated. My sister shared her expertise with Ma'am Vanji.
Wow, that's such an amazing start, ano, Dr. Javier and Ma'am Cha. From the beginning, talagang nakita na yung eagerness ng mag-asawa to put up a school and to help the communities.
You are definitely correct, Sir Mike. Not just an ordinary school, but a school that offers a quality education and affordable fees. By the way, ma'am, paano po kayo na-involve with St. Francis of Assisi College? With the decision-making, with the couple po?
Since I was assisting in the academics in that private school in Quezon City, I often joined their meetings. I learned later too that Ma'am Vanji even took several special courses in UP, but she felt not confident yet. So our presence at that time was very helpful to her. They frequently visited us to confer. There were instances they would even take us to Las Piñas. When classes started in 1981, they would see us once or twice a week to confer or get materials for their school. Just imagine, Las Piñas to Quezon City and vice versa. Diligence and perseverance in bold capital letters. As the one in charge of the academics, I was directed by our administrator to provide all the materials necessary for St. Francis. List of books, references, teachers' programs, learning activities, quizzes, and even the tests. For almost a year, they were going to and fro because they wanted to give the best. They were very clear on their vision, which was also our vision, quality but affordable education. As Ma'am Vanji would say, if it is not the best, wag na lang. But their hard work paid off. St. Francis of Assisi College became known in Las Piñas as a quality institution. The enrollment increased by leaps and bounds. After several years, St. Francis had its complete elementary and secondary levels, and the rest is history.
That's exactly the product or outcome of having the diligence and the perseverance applied in a certain work. And Dr. Javier, those were great memories too, with great people. Speaking of the word great, what about in terms of its academics, ma'am? Because SFAC is known for its quality education. How did you go about this? Kasi you were a witness, or indeed a witness of the growing institution.
Their vision, coupled with diligence and perseverance, was very clear. I say their love for excellence was amazing. But in spite of their success, they remained down to earth, very humble.
Wow, ang galing naman talaga ng ating mga mahal na founders. Okay? So, well, in fact, they started it very well, okay? To put up a very strong foundation with the best administration.
I agree with that, Sir Mike, no? That is why St. Francis of Assisi College is still going strong in its 40th. Kaya nga, ang S sa acronym ng St. Francis of Assisi College ay strength dito sa 40th founding anniversary natin. Dahil there's really strength in its academics. Tama po ba, Sir Mike?
Tama ka dyan, ma'am. Parang sa panahon, kailangan talaga natin maging strong lagi.
Yes.
So, Dr. Javier, another question po. Ano-ano naman po yung mga memories natin sa St. Francis of Assisi College with the owners or founders, administration, faculty, etc. when it comes to academics?
Let me share with you one instance first before I joined St. Francis officially. I could still remember that incident one school day about 6 a.m. in the morning. I was surprised by their visit to our school in Quezon City. I told them our administrator was not around yet, but they said they're really after me. They had asked their permission, they had asked our administrator's permission to take me to Las Piñas. On our way, they told me they would like me to meet their consultants. Their consultants were actually a group of educators, authors. I would be sharing with them what I did with the review classes of our fourth-year students for us or for the school to emerge as one of the top 250 performing schools in the Philippines that year. See how concerned they were? They really wanted the best, and they're willing to ask and learn. Now, in 2005, I was asked by Dr. Evangeline Oñas Orozco to join the Alabang campus as its academic coordinator. She gave me a free hand with Mr. Abis Roldan, Engineer Panopio, Sir Alvin Orozco, and you, Teacher Cha. We did some changes to further enhance the curriculum. We introduced the writing activities, improved the English activities in the elementary. In the high school, we added one subject each in 3 learning areas, in math, science, and English. But I could say it was worth it. Alabang campus performed better, both in the inter-campus competition and in the government national test. Now, for St. Francis, after a few years, Ma'am created our Center for Excellence, the Centrex, to further enhance the academic performance of St. Francis of Assisi College. Heads for the different learning areas were assigned. I was assigned for the preschool. I should say St. Francis of Assisi College Academics is active and dynamic, never passive. Evaluation is always a major part of its basic program.
What great memories to remember, Dr. Javier, no? These are all about really the diligence and perseverance of Dr. Arturo O. Orozco and Ma'am Evangeline Orozco. I remember our great founder, Ma'am Evangeline Oñas Orozco, ma'am. Paano pala, ma'am, nung nawala na siya? What happened po sa school and its administration after? Especially yung academics natin, Ma'am Javier.
Naku, nakakalungkot. Pero with Dr. Arturo Orozco Jr. as the president, the untimely demise of Dr. Evangeline Orozco did not stagnate St. Francis. With the tagline, Academics and Beyond, Sir Prince's brainchild, he made it very clear that St. Francis' top priority is its academic. Through his guidance, the academic team was formed. Workshops and seminars were continuously sponsored and given to keep everyone on the right track. The curriculum was revisited, reevaluated, and enhanced to keep with the changing times. Preparations for the academic programs were done ahead of time, before the start of the school year. Everyone was motivated and happy to perform and to provide the best for all Franciscans. At present, I'm very glad that the A team, now headed by Mr. Mark Garo, is very much on hand for excellent academics for the Franciscans.
So Sir Prince, together of course with Sir Turik and Sir King, continued the legacy of Ma'am Orozco. Okay, so obviously naman po, tingnan natin ngayon ang St. Francis. Kahit pandemya, we're still standing strong and resilient.
That's true, Sir Mike. Strength is really seen among us Franciscans because that's definitely is one of the teachings of St. Francis of Assisi College. Thank you for that, Dr. Javier. It's such a very meaty conversation with you. We'll get back to you after ending our episode today. This time, let's watch this another video message from the Director for Commission on Higher Education, National Capital Region, Dr. Virginia D. Aquiate. CESO 3, watch this please.
Dr. Arturo Orozco Jr., the very dynamic president of St. Francis of Assisi College, academic officials, faculty members, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant day to all of us. On behalf of the Commission on Higher Education, I take great pride in congratulating St. Francis of Assisi College on its 40th anniversary or Ruby Founding Anniversary Celebration with a theme Upholding Strength, Faith, Amity, and Courage. Ever since its founding 40 years ago, St. Francis of Assisi College has become a highly recognized hub of professionals. I then wish St. Francis of Assisi College a very fruitful and unlimited success in its future endeavors. Let me quote also some words from the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it." My friends, let us share our fruits and blessings, especially during this pandemic, with love and compassion. Mabuhay ang St. Francis of Assisi College. Mabuhay ang Ruby Anniversary Celebration, their 40th founding anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aquiate, for that wonderful message. May God bless you. And here's another video greeting from our alumni, Mr. Ronidel R. De Ocampo. Roll VDR.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Ronidel De Ocampo, former PBA player and now part of TNT coaching staff. Tulad nga po ng sabi ni Michael Phelps, you can't put a limit on anything. The more you dream, the further you get. Let us dream big and make it happen. When you know what you want and are focused on attaining it, hard work, commitment, and passion come together. St. Francis of Assisi College aided me in developing my character and becoming who I am today. allowing me to provide for my family and while also helping those in need. Scholarships are a big help for students and athletes, especially in this time of pandemic, to enable them to finish their studies and pursue their aspirations. To end this speech, I want to express my gratitude to St. Francis of Assisi College and the people involved for the guidance and support I have received in years I was under their care. I am more than proud to say that I am a Franciscan. St. Francis of Assisi College is family. Happy 40th anniversary, St. Francis of Assisi College. Muli po, ako si Rani Del De Ocampo. Maraming salamat po. Mag-iingat po tayong lahat.
Wow, thank you for that, RDO, for that very humble message to St. Francis of Assisi College. Family it is. Sir Mike, parang gusto ko ding gawing inspirasyon. And at the same time, gawing guide yung shinare ni RDO. Yung sinabi ni Michael Phelps na you can't put a limit on anything. The more you dream, the farther you get.
Parang ako nga din, Ma'am Cha eh. Very inspiring talaga yung quote na yon of Michael Phelps. And at the same time, RDO for sure applied this in his career. That's why for me, he indeed is successful in his destined profession now. From a sports competitive student athlete to a known basketball player, going to what he is now, a diligent coach, plus a good provider to his family. Isang bagsak naman dyan sa ating idol na si RDO.
Again, thank you, Mr. RDO. And Sir Mike, that involves thanks too. To the mere point of saying that you can't put a limit of anything simply proves that this person who is authoring is strong. Well, let's talk for now about strength in sports. To be with us today is our second guest in our Balitaktakan about strength in sports. Let's put our hands together to
Coach Gabby Velasco.
Good morning.
Hi Coach Gabby, welcome to our 7th Franciscan Balitaktakan. Kumusta po kayo and what makes you busy these days po?
Good morning, everyone. I'm fine. I'm busy with my virtual training. You know, just like anyone, work at home rin ako. And I'm trying. We're doing training through online doon sa isang team ko naman.
Oh, napaka-active nyo pa din, Coach, no? Before we go on with our Balitaktakan for this morning, we would like to thank you, Coach, for accepting our invitation. It's been a while since we saw each other here in school at the gymnasium, Coach, no? Well, we really missed each other with the assistant coaches, the student athletes. Well, did you miss your face-to-face trainings with our Franciscan student athletes, Coach?
Of course, for several years, I have been a coach. So, ganun na talaga ang buhay ko. My daily activity is that I go to the gym, I train, sometimes I go to the games to coach. So, all of a sudden, nagbago since last year. So, nakaka-miss talaga ito. In fact, this morning, while I was dressing up, nakita ko itong uniform ko for my games. So, since nami-miss ko, I tried wearing it today. You know, it's been more than a year that I have been coaching dito sa St. Francis. So, hopefully, makakabalik na tayo.
Sana, Coach, no, Sir Mike. Alam mo, pinagpe-pray ko talaga yon na sana mag-face-to-face na ulit tayo. Tignan mo si Coach Gabby, nami-miss niya training with these players and being, of course, with his assistant coaches.
Yes, that's true.
Yan yung nagustuhan ni Ma'am Orozco sa inyo, Coach, eh. Your dedication to your work, no? So let me just ask you, Coach, how did you and Ma'am Orozco get to know each other?
Oh, Ma'am Banji, I met Ma'am Banji through Mr. Soto. Actually, it was the couple, Mayor Orozco and Banji was introduced to me by Mr. Soto. At the time, we were together also. Mr. Soto and I were together sa isang school, and he told me na open yung head coaching job dito sa St. Francis. That's why I was introduced to the couple.
Oh, so through Mr. Soto talaga, yung PE teacher natin, coach sa college, right?
Yes, Mr. Romy Soto.
Oh, tama. And knowing Ma'am Orozco, she wanted her employees to be exactly like her. Na bukod sa matalino, maganda, at pogi, tulad ni Sir Orozco, di ba? Maayos yung itsura and always have this presentable look. So those are true, Sir Mike. Siguro kung naabutan ka niya, pati ikaw, pasok sa taste niya. Parang si Coach Gab lang din.
Really, Ma'am Cha? Natuwa naman ako doon.
Yes,
So, well,
totoo
thanks
yun.
for that.
Dapat laging naka-lipstick si teacher. Hindi pwedeng, hindi presentable ang look ni teacher pag nandyan si Ma'am Orozco.
Oh, I see. Well, Coach Gab, you have been coaching our basketball team for how many years already? That's why our school really excelled when it comes to sports too. How did that happen and how did we make it to that extent?
Okay. At the time when I started here, I was so lucky because the brother of Mrs. Orozco, we call it Mr. Onyas, Arturo Onyas. He was our PE director. He was assigned to what do you call this, to help the team. So with him, he was a big part of our recruitment. Training is just one part. Another part is the recruitment. I was just lucky that Art Onyas was able to recruit, talented guys, You need those talents para magkaroon ka ng competitive team. And then plus of course, pag naka-recruit na kami, we were able to train and develop these players. And of course, during the recruitment, during the training, it is very important na ma-instill namin sa mga players, sa athletes namin, yung discipline. Kailangan yun eh. And then plus, another factor was the exposure ng team. We were able to join tournaments. We were able to compete with other teams, and that helped us develop the chemistry of the team. That's why I must say, somehow we were not really the strongest team in collegiate, but we were able to compete with the big teams, with the other teams.
I know that, Coach. Talagang napaka-competitive talaga ng mga taga St. Francis of Assisi College, of course, with their head coach, Coach Gabi.
Okay. So follow-up question po, Coach. Bang scholars ba itong mga student-athlete po natin?
Oh, yes. They are all athletic scholars. In fact, the school provides them dorm and food, especially doon sa mga galing sa probinsya. Yung mga walang tirahan dito, their family are far, so we provide them dorm and food.
Oh, ang
Walang
galing
problema ang
naman.
mga
Opo.
athletes natin.
So, provided talaga, Coach, ng St. Francis of Assisi College to, no?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a great help to the players and to their parents too, Coach Gabi. Ang galing nun. Yung pagbubutihin mo na lang yung performance mo sa school and in playing, of course, you could be able to graduate na, without paying the tuition fees. Another thing to be thankful for to St. Francis of Assisi College and of course to the owners of the school.
That's really great, Coach and Ma'am Cha. So, Coach, sino-sino na po yung mga na-produce nating magagaling na talents from St. Francis of Assisi College when it comes to the field of basketball po?
There are a lot. Okay? In spite we're really not a big school, you know, yung basketball program namin is not really a big basketball program. But in spite of that, we were able to produce players professional. And then, not only sa basketball, sa sports, but there were also some student athlete before na were able to graduate here and was somehow, sabihin natin, was successful in their life. May mga negosyo, may mga trabaho. And going back doon sa sports, especially sa basketball, we have of course, the Ocampo brothers, Yancy and Ranidel.
Yes,
They were both graduate from St. Francis. The father of Kai Soto, which is Irvin,
Yes, sir.
is also a graduate here. And then there were other like Albergara. And then previous to them, prior to them pala, there were also players who were able to join the professional rank like Del Rosario. You know, Art Del Rosario was the first professional player that joined the PBA. And then there were others who joined the semi-professional league like Burbe, Malabanan, and all those. And then the current professional teams or semi-professional league pala, okay, we also have we also have players who are playing in the Maharlika and the NBL, the D League. These are the leagues, the current leagues that we have also players, former athletes of St. Francis of Assisi.
So kahit may edad na coach, no, they could be able to play pa din with these leagues, ano? Opo.
Yes, yung iba nga, like just like Ranidel, he turned out to be a coach. There were also some na at present, mga coaches pa rin, like a former player like yun, si Tupe, and Coach Montfort, who was also a former player ni St. Francis. At present, mga coaches pa rin mga to.
Wow. Okay, so, you know, these are just few of the people who made and make us proud. I feel the goosebumps, Sir Mike, right now. And not just those. These are the kind of players who, aside from performing at their best, they also acquire the so-called Franciscan values.
Yun talaga yun, Ma'am Chay. Yung kahit saan tayo magkikita-kita with the students, kahit may mga trabaho na sila, nagbe-bless pa din po sila. Nakaka-proud talaga yon, right, Coach?
Yes, that's St. Francis culture yan. Turo sa kanila yan when they were here studying.
Opo. So kung may nakikita kang nagbe-bless, sasabihin mo, oh, Franciscan to. Okay, so it's our Ruby or 40th founding anniversary, Coach. What great memories are you proud of to share to our Franciscan community with the school, school administration, and school sport events in particular?
Oh, I love to share that to everyone. When we were playing sa mga big games, championships, you know, the school, especially the Mrs. Orozco and Mr. and Mrs. Orozco and the administration, see to it na fully supported kami. You know, they send students, you know, they provide them bus services, shuttle, to bring to the students to the venue. Tapos, not only the student, but the St. Francis community as well, mga admin officers, mga teachers, and all those. And then, nakakano, because they're all cheering for us, all-out support talaga ang school sa kanila. We were invited sa provinces for tournaments, and the St. Francis, walang hesitation, especially Mr. and Mrs. Orozco would send us there to represent St. Francis. Tapos, if we will be able to place a championship, the couple will always be there to support us. So nakakataba ng puso, nakaka-encourage, ginaganahan ng mga players and everybody for that matter, na you would see Mr. and Mrs. Orozco are there supporting the team. In fact, one tournament was held sa Capiz, wherein at the time I think si Ma'am Onyas was the mayor, and they hosted the whole team. The whole team was billeted doon sa bahay ni Mr. and Mrs. Orozco. So tuwang-tuwa kami because of course lumalabas na parang local team kami doon kasi parang taga-Capiz yung sumusuporta sa amin. And
Yes po.
with that, we were able to get the national championship at that time.
Wow, Coach, to the highest level po talaga ang achievements natin, no, when it comes to sports too. Kaya naman talaga, that's really one of our strengths here in St. Francis of Assisi College.
And Sir Mike and Coach, not just with this consistency of winning. Alam mo yun, Sir Mike, even the values that are inculcated to the student athletes, well, bow talaga ako sa mga Franciscanong ito. Thank you sa mga coaches and of course sa mga assistant coaches who served as the second parents of these student athletes.
Coach, another question po. With the current situation that we have right now, pandemic pa din po. So, do you have any advice to those students who are aiming to play for the school, yung mga gustong mag-student athletes? What preparations do they need kaya while waiting for this face-to-face trainings, Coach?
Oh, that's a good question. It's a very timely question. Of course, first and foremost, kailangan they should remain hopeful. You know, their dream to become a student athlete, hindi dapat mawawala yan in spite of the current situation. You know, lockdown dito, you know, a lot of restrictions, we're limited to do like this. Now, I must say that they should be innovative. You know, they should find ways to continue training doon sa space sa bahay nila. Okay, if they have bola, if they don't have equipment, probably improvise. You know, like last year, yung St. Francis basketball team, at the start ng lockdown, we continued with our online training.
Yeah, I know that, Coach.
Oh, and what happened, of course, not all athletes, not all players have the equipment sa bahay nila. But some of them, you know, we teach them, we taught them to find a ways na, you know, i-ano na lang natin, i-simulate na lang natin. Like, yung mga weights, wala silang mga barbell or dumbbell sa bahay. Some would improvise by yung out of the cemento, no?
Yes,
Cement, they do their own dumbbells or barbell through cement. Some would carry water container.
Yes po.
Mga galon, ganon.
Pwede rin yun.
Oo, tapos yung iba, mga bags with may mga laman. So yun ang basta what is important, they remain active, okay? They can also do skills training, okay? Merong mga coaches ngayon na nag-o-offer online, virtual lang, skills training, which is we did with our team last year before we stopped the basketball training online. So they can do that, you know, because the moment na we're allowed to come out and play basketball, at least, you know, hindi ka naman, you know, back to zero. Yes. Hindi naman na sabihin natin na wala ka nang ginawa. So, you know, there might be, you're not 100% in shape sa basketball, but at least you learn something, you gain something, you develop something in you. Para anytime na basketball starts, you're there.
Yeah,
Nandoon pa rin yung skills mo.
Yes po. Ready ka ba din, Coach? Ganun na, no?
Yes.
So kasi if you're eager to do something, Sir Mike, you have to do or make things talaga na para at least, halimbawa, gusto mong maging player talaga, ganyan, you really have to train, no?
Gagawa ng paraan.
Yes po. And tulad nga sabi ni Coach Gabby kanina, no? You have to also be resourceful. Tignan mo, wala silang dumbbell sa bahay, ganyan. Well, actually, I saw that during their Zoom trainings. Kasi si pati si Coach Tope din no, nakiki-join dyan. And I am one of the witnesses na talagang ang St. Francis of Assisi College talaga na students are really resourceful. Okay. So thank you for that, Coach. There you've heard Coach Gabby in his pieces of advice to those students out there who want to be student athletes. Start your trainings and do physical activities. So keep chasing your dreams. Never give up. Stay focused. All right? Thank you, Coach. Sir Mike, talagang mapapawaw tayo, no? Kasi we've produced and be still producing several talents here from our beloved St. Francis of Assisi College.
That's right, ma'am. Before we end this Balitaktakan, may we call once again our two witty guests for today, Dr. Ida Limavier and Coach Gabby Velasco.
Welcome back, Dr. Javier and Coach Gabby. Dr. Javier, meet Coach Gabby.
Coach Gab, meet Dr. Javier.
Hello.
Don't you worry po, we're almost done here. But before we part our ways, we just want you to share sana something to our viewers on what is or are your most memorable experiences here at St. Francis of Assisi College. Dr. Javier, medyo reminishing moment naman muna tayo bago tayo magiwahiwalay ulit.
Teacher Cha, I had so many memorable experiences with St. Francis. But allow me to say this. Before joining St. Francis, I was with a private institution where activities and programs were guided by the line, whether the task is big or small, do your best. When I joined St. Francis, we were always reminded by Ma'am Vanji, kung hindi best, wag na lang. When Sir Prince took over, he passionately aspires for excellence. My most valuable memory of St. Francis, I would say, could be summarized in this line. Whether the task is big or small, do your best. Aspire for excellence so that you can offer everything to the Lord, for the Lord deserves nothing but the best. In other words, from St. Francis, I learned to do my best. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Javier. What about you, Coach Gabby?
Like I said, napaka-memorable yung sinuportahan kami ng ni Mr. and Mrs. Orozco doon sa mga championships namin. And by the way, kasama rin pala doon those times si Sir King. He was at the time also involved sa team pero hindi pa siya ganun active just like now. Before he was just there to support the team as well as his father.
Okay. So, thank you, Coach, for that. Sarap talagang balikan yung mga memories natin before. For the last question po, dahil Ruby anniversary ng St. Francis of Assisi College, ano naman po ang gusto nating sabihin sa St. Francis of Assisi College and its administration? And sa mga viewers natin today, lalo na sa mga learners on how to be strong in any situation like sa sports or any physical activities. Si Coach Gabby naman ang unahin natin this time. Coach Gabby.
Okay. This is a very unusual na situation tayo lahat. So, alam ko, and everyone else, okay, matagal na to na nasa lockdown tayo, nasa pandemic tayo, but we cannot do anything except that we should remain positive. Okay? Doon sa mga estudyante, even sa sa administration. No, we should remain also magiging flexible tayo. Kasi right now, online learning, even sa namin, virtual learning, even sa mga training namin, virtual. So, we have to adapt to that kind of situation. So, kailangan flexible ka. Tapos, dapat doon sa administration, we still continue, in spite na virtual ang learning, we still continue to uphold the standard ng St. Francis. Whatever na ibigay natin yung quality ng education to our learners, dapat tuloy-tuloy yun, even if it is virtual. And like I said, hopefully, mag-open na to, babalik tayo sa dati nating gawain, sa dating normal. So, sana we grow and we learn in spite na ganito ang situation. So, to all of us, let's stay protected, let's stay strong, and hope na babalik at sa normal na tayo.
Yes, we're praying for that to Coach Gabby, no. Balik lang tayo dun sa sinabi nyo kanina. Medyo magjo-joke lang tayo ng konti. Sabi ni Coach Gabby, we have to stay positive, o diba? Pero sabi nila, Coach, we have to stay positive, pero wag lang daw sa COVID-19, di ba? Tama mo, Sir Mike?
Yes.
O, diba?
You're right. Yeah, that's true. No, yung positive na yan, connotation ng positive, medyo pangit during this pandemic. Eh. Sorry.
Tama.
Okay, so once again, thank you, Coach. Okay, so sabi nga ni Coach Gabby kanina, be flexible and adapt the current situation that we are having right now. So what about you, Doc Javier? What should we advise to our Franciscan learners on how to be strong in any situations, especially in academics?
My advice, I would say my most memorable or my most valuable memory of St. Francis. Again, I would say, whatever you do, whether the task is big or small, do your best. Aspire for excellence so that at the end of the day, you can offer everything to the Lord. For the Lord deserves nothing but the best. Yun lang. If you do that, then I think everything would be fine. You would be successful in your studies. You would be successful in whatever you're doing. Again, thank you very much. See you after 10 years at the golden anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi College.
Thank you, Dr. Javier and Coach Gab, for gracing today's episode of Franciscan Balitaktakan. Thank you as well to our Franciscan viewers.
Again, I am Mr. Michael Ayhalaman.
And I am Miss Cha L. Villamayor.
Tara na tumutok sa sari-saring kwento at pangyayari.
Balita ang atin, alamin natin. Campus news at latest issues.
Samahan nyo kaming muli sa mga susunod pang episodes ng
Franciscan Balitaktakan.
St. Francis of Assisi College, breeding institution of quality education, abode of our noble youth, nation of our intellect, established for our nation's lasting growth. St. Francis of Assisi College, dedicated to our brave and humble patron saint, inspiration to all his legacy and virtues that lofty dreams which we strive to emulate. Discipline, honesty, and perseverance, probity which unite us into one, compassionate and concern for one another, still the band of camaraderie on us. Onward, beloved fellow Franciscans, hold the colors with joy and pride. Do not waver, come what may, fight and conquer obstacles. Alma Mater will extend to swerving care. Onward, beloved fellow Franciscans, hold the colors with joy and pride. Do not waver, come what may, fight and conquer obstacles. Alma Mater will extend to swerving care. St. Francis of Assisi College.
you.